Welcome to Second Chance Garage. Okay, the head had burned up on the air compressor, so I went to Harbor Freight and bought one new head for it. I had to re-drill this back hole, and then the front holes. Let's see, they stick over a little bit. So on this front one, I got a lip right here. I just put a big washer with a nut so it clamps it together. Then I took a measurement on the belt and it was wrong, so I got lucky and guessed and got one that is the right size. Then, in order to get the air out of the head, I just used this line. I had a copper pipe coming out of here, so I went ahead and cut the copper pipe off, slid the can down to here, put this clamp on, ran this hose, and the hose is good for 200 psi. Then looped it. There's the head that it comes out. So then I put a reducer. Ouch! Reduced it. That front brass fitting is 3/8 down to 1/2 inch, and then the 1/2 inch hose. This right here is a 1/2 inch, which is just clamped into this 200 psi hose. And amazingly enough, it works. Now, one thing that did happen was it'll pump up to about 120 psi, 125, and it shuts off. Right when it shut off, this hose clamp blew. So I put her on there again and tightened it down. So at about 120 psi, if you're not using the air compressor, it'll just keep running, but it might blow that off. So, of course, don't take much screwdriver. But, this thing I gotta put back on. It's a filter. Hang on, we'll go over here. Get it. Air filter. The screws on. Everything is stone cool except for this. One good thing is this gauge leaks. It works, but it leaks. See, it's still showing PSI, even though I can't get the phone to focus. I busted the lens out of it, but it does leak, which is a good thing, because it leaks the pressure off of the hose when you got your tank full. Alright, let's spin this beast back on here like so. Yeah, like this. Yep. Okay, now if you want this off, you can just turn the lid. That's what it looks like in there. It's got filters and stuff for dust and crap like that. Just slides on there, locked in place. Sweet. And I'll turn it on for you. Listen to how quiet that is. That's nice. Yep. She has focus phone, focus. It's got about 2 using it, see, it bleeds off all the air out of this line, so it's not got pressure on it all the time, which is nice. Okay, so I've got my 60-gallon air compressor back up and running. This thing cost me $150. It's got a sight glass right in the sides. You can check the oil if it focuses. You can see that it's half full and all that stuff. So it's got a new head on it. Yes, I realize I should have used copper line here, but you know, hey. And then the thing is, that old camper that my cousin had, the one he made into the utility trailer, you'll see in some of the other videos. This is actually 200 PSI water line, what they were using for water line in it, and it already had both ends I needed on it. All I had to do was cut it down and make it a little shorter. And I will take you over here. There's the rest of it. So I already had it. I just went and dug it out, and it already had the ends I needed on there. And I had bought a reducer from 3/8 to 1/2 inch with a tapered shaft on it, you know, tapered. And that end happened to have the other taper on it. Screwed right on there and works great. So I got to pick this mess up off the floor. I had some copper line laying there. There's the aluminum head. I think I'll give that to my brother and see if he wants to try out. He's making a crucible. He's melting down aluminum and stuff, and that whole thing is aluminum. So I'm thinking about taking that out there and telling him, melt her down. See if he can get her done or not. So, anyway, and then the Mustang. I'll show you what's going on with the Mustang. Right down here is a tensioner pulley with no tension on it. See, I shouldn't be able to do that. It's supposed to be spring loaded. And right in here is an Allen screw. Nice focus. Let's see if I can get the phone to focus again. There we go. Now. And in here, in this recess spot, why it does that, I don't know. Must be my hand. Anyway, there's a Phillips headed bolt in there I stripped off. So I got a little air grinder, and I'm just going to take an air grinder and grind it into a couple of pieces here and here, and then try to bust it out of there. And then there shouldn't be nothing left but the bolt sticking out, and then that way I can work on getting that bolt out. So that's what's going on with Mustang Sally. Oh, and the way the stereos, they claim, came out is not right. It didn't work that way. But there's the dash tore apart with the radios out of it. They came out in pieces, but they came out. They didn't just slide right out like they said on the internet. But I got them out, and I'm getting ready to order stuff from eBay for putting an aftermarket one in. The one that, oh, and the fun part, I've got to take the radio antenna loose, because when I popped it out of the back of the stereo, it busted the end off of the, let's see if there's enough light in here. Ouch! Let's see here. Okay. Now, see if the phone will focus again. See, this is supposed to have a nub on it that plugs into a hole in the back of your stereo. Well, as you can see, when I pulled this out, it took that off. So I can either cut it here and put a new end on it, or I can just take it loose and run a new one, which might not be easy to do. I don't know. I haven't got that far yet. Ouch.